What is up, everyone? Welcome back to All Takes No Whiffs. I am Alex, and that is Christian. And for this video, we will be previewing the other two quarterfinal games for the WBC, the World Baseball Classic. We will have Puerto Rico versus Mexico and USA versus Venezuela. Both of these games are going to be really, really intense. They're going to be super fun to watch, and I know Christian is a little disappointed.
I feel like everyone is disappointed, to be honest. Even the people that were not rooting for the Dominican Republic, with as good of a team that you put on the field as that. Here's my main problem. In games against like competitive teams, we scored a combined 3 runs. That's just kind of sad in my opinion. Alex was telling me he felt like we looked a little flat. They were flat. Honestly, I was glad to see Juan Soto playing well, just because I'm a big fan of him in general, and I feel like he was just kind of trying to light a spark for that team that just wasn't there against Venezuela or Puerto Rico, especially that Puerto Rico game though, man. That's just oh man, that's such a rivalry, and they shat the bed. That's how I see it. But congrats to Puerto Rico though. They definitely played their ass off. Definitely some timely hitting and really dominant pitching, and that's what I feel like that they've been doing throughout the pool rounds. And yeah, their matchup against Mexico, this is a really interesting one because while I feel like on paper Puerto Rico would be known as more talented, Mexico has been cooking. They've been cooking in the pool rounds, and they went 3-1, and they're here, and I feel like they're here to compete.
Oh yeah, Mexico, they've definitely been cooking. They beat the USA pretty handily too. Really looking forward to seeing this game. But before we really get into it, I just want to say what happened to Edwin Diaz is very unfortunate. So we're hoping that he can recover quickly. It doesn't look like he's going to be pitching this season. He tore his patellar tendon in his knee. Prayers up to him, and we really hope that he can recover quickly.
Oh yeah, that's just unfortunate to see for him and for the Mets too. And honestly, for Puerto Rico for the rest of this tournament, Edwin Diaz is electric. He's the best closer in baseball right now. It's just tough to see somebody that notable go down, or anybody in general go down like that. But Edwin Diaz, who's definitely looking to continue on his success from 2022, it's sad to see, and hopefully, like Alex said, that he can recover soon and come back 100%. But going back to Mexico, they've been on fire, and I'm saying this jokingly. One of their key sparks, I feel like they're cheating because he's Cuban. Randy Rosarena. He's just been cooking up for Mexico, and I'm glad to see that for sure. Would have been dope to see him playing for Cuba, but he claims Mexico. That's and good for him. He's repping them well, playing well. Mexico's definitely got some other key pieces though. Alex Verdugo. Even though he's a Red Sox, I'm a fan of him, so I'm glad to see him cooking up for Mexico. And honestly, someone who's been taking the WBC by storm, Isaac Paredes. He's a really talented, highly talented young guy in the MLB. But in this WBC, man, he's playing like one of the best players in the world. He's a superstar right now when it comes to this tournament.
Oh yeah, I mean both of these teams have just been playing super well. Puerto Rico, I mean they got superstars all over the field.
Hmm.
We've talked about guys like Francisco Lindor. I mean they got Javi Baez, Christian Vasquez has been playing some great behind the dish. He actually hit the home run to go ahead against DR. So yeah, it's nice to see him because he always comes up in big moments, I feel like, and, I'm just super happy to see it, but Mexico, I mean, Randy Rosarina, like you said, this dude is just taking the WBC by storm. He looks like playoff Randy from a couple of years ago, so happy to see him there. Honestly, don't really care because he would have been on Cuba anyway, and Cuba's already in the semifinals, but, I'm really looking forward to this matchup. So who do you think is gonna be winning and moving on to the semis?
If I'm gonna be honest with you, no bias because not because they beat my team or anything. I feel like Mexico is gonna upset Puerto Rico. I feel like Mexico is gonna ride their momentum. They definitely cooked up in the pool rounds. I think that win against the USA is definitely it's given them a lot of confidence. And honestly, I think Mexico's got some pretty good pitching to throw into this game. So I could see them pulling off a slight upset. I don't know if you would call it a straight up upset on paper, yeah, I guess, but I think they're in here. I think they're very game.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna is an upset, to be honest. I think I wanna agree with you though. I think Mexico is gonna be winning this game. The way they've been playing, I know both teams have been playing with a lot of passion and a lot of energy, but the Mexico side, it's just felt different to me, to be
Mhm.
honest. And I kinda just want to see them move on. They did beat the US. In Puerto Rico, they've had a lot of success in the WBC. They have never won one, but they've been to two straight finals. So wouldn't be surprised to see them move on though. But I think that Mexico is going to win this game.
Yeah, I could definitely see it going the other way because Puerto Rico is nasty, of course. But as for this next game, though, this next game is
This
the
one's going to be
game. This is
insane.
probably going to be the craziest game up to this point of the WBC. Venezuela has been cooking up while being undefeated right now, and then Team USA, we know what they bring to the table. Yeah, they dropped that game to Mexico, but Mexico is at this same point as well in the quarterfinal, so that's a very game team right there. But outside of that, the USA has just been going insane. Uh, my favorite thing about the USA so far is just seeing Mike Trout in a different jersey cooking up like this. Mike Trout has been playing some great baseball. Obviously, Mookie Betts has been doing his thing as well. He's been getting on base for Mike Trout a lot, which is fun to see. I really do like that duo together on the field. I like them in the post game interviews as well. It's like these are two of the top three baseball players in the world right here, and yeah, I feel like they're going to be a huge factor in this game right here. But Venezuela, man, I mean, they beat Dominican Republic and Puerto Rico. They went undefeated in the pool rounds. Um, they're a stacked team. Their pitching is been insane as well. So this matchup right here is insane in general.
Yeah, I mean, Venezuela, they are playing absolutely lights out, to be honest, and I absolutely love it. They're playing with super passion and everything. I mean,
Hmm.
Ronald Acuna Jr., he hasn't been having the best tournament, but he kind of had a little better game last game. But Anthony Santander, this dude has been tearing it up. Same thing with Salvador Perez. Both guys have had multiple home runs this tournament. So I'm really looking forward to seeing those guys. But I mean, Team USA, I mean, this is just an absolutely stacked team.
Hmm.
The only really way I can see Venezuela winning this game is because our pitching is just not there. I mean, there's not really that one dominant arm. I mean, I would probably say if there is, it might be Devin Williams out of the bullpen, but there's really not that one guy that really just sticks out to me like on some of these other teams. So, I think this is actually going to be a pretty close game. There's no way I'm picking against Team USA, but,
Mm.
I'm definitely going with Team USA for this, but this is gonna be a super close game. I'm not gonna be upset if Venezuela wins this because they have gotten so much better over, since 2017.
Oh yeah, I feel that. And Alex, could you be upset at me if I were to be honest right here and say I can't pick somebody for this game? The only thing I can predict, to be honest, is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be an absolute slugfest. I,
I
that,
wouldn't be
that's
surprised.
that's how I see it because yeah, I think Venezuela has the advantage for pitching, but I think Team USA is about to be on one. But then at the same time, I think Venezuela is going to capitalize on I guess the lack of pitching from USA. I think this is going to be a really high scoring game. To be honest with you, as far as who takes this, oh my god. You know what? Ronald Acuna's on Venezuela. You wouldn't be too upset. I'm gonna pick Venezuela to win this. I'm gonna pick them to win in a high scoring slugfest. To be honest with you, that's my prediction for this.
And I will say if Venezuela does win this, they're winning it all. If you beat Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic, and USA all in one baseball classic,
Mm,
and then you're probably gonna have to play Japan and you
yeah,
beat Japan too, I mean, they
that's an
deserve it.
insane run.
That's an insane
Like,
run, to be honest.
hey, sheesh. Yeah, Venezuela. I think it's within their possibilities to have a run like that, but they got to get over USA, and that's probably like one of the toughest tasks you could ask for. I could very
Hey, they
easily
got
see.
over the tournament favorite pretty easily.
Yeah, and that is true. I at the same time I could see the USA just cooking up, like going on an offensive, uh, insane run. And regardless, though, this is about to be the best game, as I said, so far in this tournament. I just cannot wait for this game. I can't wait for both of these quarterfinal games, and yeah, I just can't wait for to get closer and closer to the WBC final because I know Dominican Republic's not going to be part of it, but we're about to have a stacked final for sure.
Oh yeah, all these teams that are left in WBC, they are absolutely stacked. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of these games being played. We already have two teams in the semifinals. We have Cuba and Japan. Japan will be facing the winner of Puerto Rico and Mexico, and then Cuba will be facing the winner of the USA and Venezuela. So we have some more epic games to come our way, and I can't wait for them. But until then, peace.
Peace.